I really appreciate you joining me today, and this is some news from Birmingham, and it's raising awareness on dangerous driving and also to be careful when you are on the weekend out and about with friends. In one of these stories, a man couldn't even be bothered to get dressed before he decided to get into a police chase. And the first video that you just seen is the moment that two friends filmed themselves driving erratically in the Small Heath area. Sadly, the car being driven by Uzaifa Ahmed crashed in Small Heath, and his friend Hasan Razzaq was killed in the early hours of the 3rd of April last year, driving twice over the speed limit on the wrong side of the road, and also overtook a car on Garrison Lane before he lost control, mounted the pavement and crashed into a tree. He also left the scene before the police arrived, and his friend was seriously injured. He was left alone. He was taken to hospital with serious head injuries, but he died on the 18th of April. A video was recovered from the phone moments before the collision, and he was holding a vodka bottle up while the car was being driven erratically. Ahmed was interviewed and charged with causing death by dangerous driving and also other driving related incidents from earlier in the day. He was also disqualified from driving without a licence and also insurance after being convicted and given a suspended sentence in October 2020. Ahmed, aged 27, from Daniels Road, Birmingham, pled guilty at Birmingham Crown Court on the 28th of January to death by dangerous driving, driving while disqualified, failure to stop at the scene, failure to report an incident, and driving with no insurance, and his breach of the suspended sentence. He accepted that he'd been drinking as well, and he was jailed for 8 years and 11 months and will be banned for 9 years. Detective Sergeant Paul Hughes from the Serious Collision Investigation Unit said, "Hasan's death is a tragic loss of a young man's life, and Ahmed's actions were irresponsible and also dangerous, and they led to the events that occurred. This shows how reckless you can be when you're drinking and choosing to do this." He was already a disqualified driver, the police went on to say in their statement, and driving a very powerful car without insurance. And he wasn't willing to take responsibility for his actions. So that is definitely a big reminder of the risks that you decide to take. If you want to have a drink, go somewhere and have a drink and get a taxi home. If you want to go racing cars, go somewhere you can race a car safely and legally. In this second story, it's about a van driver who repeatedly rammed the police while he was high on drugs and also half naked during a New Year's Day fight, and he'd been found guilty of crashing into the police car and injuring 2 officers. The Vauxhall Insignia was driven by Paul Neelan, and he deliberately collided 6 times into the transit van. It left the police with a repair bill of £15,000 to the car that was written off, and 2 officers who were helped from the car suffered neck and back injuries, but thankfully neither were seriously injured, they said. They were heading to Hummingbird Road in Coventry at 1:45 a.m. on the 1st of January 2021 when they spotted a white transit car being driven recklessly and mounting the pavement. They pursued Neelan through Hancock Green, and he put his van into reverse and careered towards the police. Shockingly, he rammed them 6 times, and the impact triggered the car's airbags, and he tore off the door. And he also hit another police car during the pursuit. The 29-year-old who was high on drugs drove off and crashed moments later as he failed to negotiate a roundabout. Neelan from Senders Road in Coventry was chased down and found hiding in a nearby garden, wearing only a pair of boxers.
Get on the floor! Stay on the floor!
That's them, Willie. Let's get them.
Let's get them up on.
He was charged with 2 counts of attempting to inflict grievous bodily harm on 2 police officers. He denied the charges but was found guilty on the 27th of January 2022 by a jury at Birmingham Crown Court, and is due to be sentenced on the 4th of March. The investigating officer, Detective Constable Billy Corr, said this was a shocking attack on 2 police who were trying to help somebody at the scene of disorder, and Neelan could have easily injured other people in that situation as well. So I'll definitely give an update to his sentence on the website, and don't forget to check out the website for regular updates. In this final story as well that I'm going to include, it's about a student police officer who has pled guilty to sexual exploitation offences. The former police officer was making indecent images of children, and he pled guilty at Dudley Magistrates Court on the 27th of January. His name is Kill Walker, and he joined the force in March last year as a student officer. However, when police executed a warrant at his home from the online child sex abuse exploitation team, they seized a number of devices, and the 21-year-old was immediately suspended while under investigation, and they subsequently charged him after they found uploaded images of children, and he appeared at an initial hearing at Dudley Magistrates. He has been placed on the sex offenders register and will be sentenced on the 14th of March. And he resigned from his post in September. However, a misconduct hearing will be convened very shortly. So I really appreciate you joining me for this update coming from Birmingham and the West Midlands. And please don't forget to follow me online as well at Scarcity Studios on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok and Facebook. And I'll be back again very shortly with some more news. Drive home safe tonight. Peace.